some big news for you. Fortnite can start hosting standalone games starting next year. Epic Games is teaming up with Unity to support the popular game engine within Fortnite. Eventually, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney said this partnership will allow all Unity games to be published within Fortnite. That means even games that weren't designed for Fortnite should work, and this move could pave the way for Epic to fully incorporate Fall Guys into Fortnite. Starting next year, Unity developers will be able to publish games directly into Fortnite to appear in Fortnite's discovery system alongside games built with Unreal Engine and to participate in the Fortnite economy as it evolves towards an open metaverse economy connecting all users and all engines. Translation: you will be able to put your game within our game. And if you're a small indie dev that's just looking to get noticed, I think that's cool. It gives them a platform. But I am confused from a business standpoint, because if I'm the creators of Fall Guys, a game or any successful game that's already has an audience, that's already made a shit ton of money, why the fuck would I want to publish Fall Guys inside of Fortnite when I can just put it on the Steam store and the Epic store and make money? I don't see the benefit of that. It just seems kind of like Fortnite is trying to absorb all the competition. Epic is trying to absorb all the competition to keep them within their platform, because the biggest winner is going to be Fortnite. Because I'm gonna tell you right now what's going to happen. All these games are going to get imported into Fortnite, and for you, the player, it's great because you're going to have multiple games within inside of one game. But what's going to happen is Epic is going to be like, oh, our playtime has increased 1,000%. So the biggest winner is going to be Epic, because now they can go to investors and say, we got all this playtime, and it might not even be people actually playing Fortnite. It could be some game within Fortnite, and they're trying to pitch it like, oh, you're getting exposure. But from a financial standpoint, I don't know what the benefit of this would be for a developer, because for me, fuck the fame, nigga, I want some money. I got employees to pay. This is major news for developers. Strikes me as something akin to Roblox, I guess. And that's what I was thinking this was going until they mentioned Fall Guys. Fall Guys is like, let me put it this way. I'm not saying this would never happen, but I would be shocked if Roblox put themselves inside of Fortnite. Like, why would you go to the competitor when your platform is just as big, if not bigger, than Fortnite? You see what I'm saying? That's where it like confuses me. The major news for developers who will be able to make things for Fortnite without using Epic's tools and may be able to import their existing games into Fortnite as well. And with the recent news that Epic will allow creative maps to sell things for V-Bucks, these Unity devs might actually be able to sell their games in Fortnite. Yeah, it really limits you. I think this would be most beneficial to, I forgot the name of the website. It's an IO website. If anybody knows, let me know. There's a website where like people who are trying to be game devs, they're indie developers, they're making their first game and they're just practicing. You can upload it to this website and anybody can download them and play them for free. I feel like it would help people like that who are still just develop. itch.io. Yeah, okay. I feel like that's who is most beneficial to. Especially if you're trying to get feedback. Is this what it is? Am I fucking down? Maybe it's my goddamn internet. Oh, you know what it is? It is raining over here, bro. itch.io. It's my fucking internet. I'm surprised I'm still alive then. Hey, I'm letting y'all know right now, if my stream go down, I ain't coming back. So yeah, like here on this website, for those unaware, if you're broke, there's tons of free games to play on here. A bunch of indie game developers on here just looking for exposure. Some are making money, but I can see it being a platform, be like, hey, bring your game over here. We can give you some exposure. We can give you some feedback. It'll help those developers. But they specifically used Fall Guys. One of you said Roblox. If I'm the CEO of Roblox, a publicly traded company that generates billions every year, why would I put my game on a competitor's platform? That doesn't make any sense to me. But do you want feedback from the Fortnite community? I mean, they do have millions of players. I don't know. Feedback from the Fortnite community could be good because Fortnite attracts a lot of different people. You got hardcore and casual people who play. So depending on the game, you could get feedback. I don't know. Let me see. It's been a common theory among Fortnite players that Epic will eventually incorporate as many as its other games into Fortnite as it can. And this Unity news will surely fuel rumors about Fall Guys becoming a proper Fortnite mode. While most Epic titles run on Unreal Engine, as you would expect since that's Epic's own engine, Fall Guys is a rare exception that runs on Unity. Epic has allowed folks who use the Unreal editor for Fortnite to make their own Fall Guy island in Fortnite since August 2024, so it wouldn't be all that surprising if Epic ended up adding the proper Fall Guys into the game. Translation, this game is not dying anytime soon. They are really leaning into the meta world, the metaverse type thing. They're trying to compete with Roblox. So many just unfathomable game modes. I personally don't like Fortnite, but what I will say and what I will give them credit for, Fortnite is a prime example of what I mean when I say I can't stand when people say gaming is terrible, it's the worst it's ever been. The business practices are, but gaming from a creative standpoint isn't. Most of you guys are ball and gun gamers and you refuse to try anything else and you call it corny. But even if you are just a ball and gun gamer, if you are just a ball and gun gamer, I'd argue you're still eating. You have a free-to-play game with a gazillion different game modes on there that give people tools to create games inside of it. And you don't have to pay for none of this. This didn't exist when I was a kid. I think one of the biggest issues right now is a lot of you guys are spoiled. You grew up with that fucking iPad and you can't imagine a world. When I was a kid, I distinctly remember when I was a kid thinking, man, I would be so happy if I could play Zelda Ocarina of Time on the go. So when they came out with that remake on the 3DS, that shit like blew my mind. That's what made me happy. We've reached a point where you have a game that is free to play. It's been free to play for almost 10 years. That's right. You niggas is old. 2018 was a long time ago. We have a game that's been free to play for almost 10 years that just continues to add more and more and more and more content. And you got people getting on Betty White internet talking about that's not enough. Y'all niggas is spoiled, man. Spoiled. Younger me would have prayed for a game like Fortnite. And that's why I always say Fortnite's not for me. But I do understand, like, if I was a kid, I probably would have been a Fortnite kid. I would have been on this shit nonstop. You just get so much value for what's free. And motherfuckers is like, gaming's dead. No, your tastes are just terrible, bro. We should have seen it coming when they brought Rock Band and Guitar Hero. And they're about to add more value. So don't be surprised at some point in the next year or two if they add a new section in Fortnite where you can launch all different types of games. Matter of fact, I'll give a prediction. Now that you can import games that run on different engines inside of Fortnite, if Epic is able to acquire enough games to put inside of Fortnite, I can see a world where Fortnite starts to do like an annual or maybe even a quarterly Nintendo Direct, the Fortnite Direct, where they just showcase 10 cool games coming to the platform. And they just show what you can do with inside the engine. And you could play it for free or like a small fee for like $5 or some shit like that. I can see it. I can see it happening. Because I mean, they're already doing it with the Epic Game Store. Epic has made it through their actions. I feel like they've made it pretty clear. They have no desire to make Unreal Tournament. They have no desire to make any more games. They have a desire to make money. That's why they launched that fucking storefront. And that's why they keep expanding what the world of Fortnite has to offer. They are trying to become the next Steam. Maybe not the level of Steam, but it could be a number 2. It could be a number 2. That's a good idea. It gives incentive for devs to actually want to put their games on there. So remember where you heard it here first. I could see a world where that happens. Like PlayStation Home back in the day. Type shit. Paragon died for Fortnite. Don't remind me, man. To be fair, though, you can play Paragon if you really want to. There's still a healthy community. It's called Predecessor. The homie Steve was streaming it last night. So Paragon's still around and it has a healthy community. It just changed its name and it's being ran by fans. It's called Predecessor. Look it up. It's on Steam. Paragon in Fortnite. That could happen, funny enough. It makes sense because I know a lot of little kids that the only game they play is Fortnite. Ding, 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 ding. Steve almost uninstalled that shit last night too. It's the MOBAs, man. They too stressful. That's why I don't be playing them no more, man. I don't be playing them too more. 1 second. Wasn't Paragon falling off after some dumb updates? Yeah, unfortunately. 1 second. There's your, what's the word I'm looking for? There's your, playing a MOBA is literally playing with your heartbeat when you play with certain people. Yeah, I mean, I'd argue that's any video game if you don't have the right friend group. We all got those friends, you know, they the homie, but they fucking suck at games. Just piss you off. Here's an interesting article from Nintendo Life. Consumers generally do not care about AI in video games, says former Square Enix executive. Would you ever try Deadlock? I never got into it, but I would try it eventually. Genevieve CEO Javik Navik, the former sounds like a Mass Effect character, Jacob Navik, I can't read. The former director of business at Square Enix has shared his 2 cents worth on the ongoing debate surrounding the use of AI in game development. While it's far from a glowing endorsement on the practice, Navik argues that most players genuinely do not care about it. For all the anti-AI sentiment we're seeing in various articles, Navik wrote in a recent post on Twitter, it appears consumers genuinely do not care. Alongside the successful launch of Arc Raiders, the source of Navik's argument is Steal a Brain Rot, the Roblox game that racked up 30 million concurrent users earlier this year, despite being, quote, named after and based on AI slop characters. The game tasked players with stealing voxel character models on the AI-generated creature meme, Italian Brain Rot, and if those numbers weren't telling, it has proven immensely popular. Gen Z loves AI slop and does not care. Gen Z, first of all, is not really on Roblox. That's Gen Alpha, but maybe younger Gen Z. The upcoming generation of gamers are Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, says, you merely adopted the slop. I was born in it. All right, so check it out. I disagree with this statement. People do care about this shit. Matter of fact, I know at least 3 people personally that said they were not buying Arc Raiders when they found out that there was AI in the game. I think a lot of people are accepting of the AI in Arc Raiders because they already bought the game and they didn't know it had AI until later. But I know that there are people that are not buying it because of it. And I think less people would have bought it if they would have known about it. Second, Roblox is not they say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Numbers lie when using Roblox is a case study. Because yes, this AI game inside of Roblox has a lot of people playing it, but the problem is Roblox is dominated by children. They don't fucking know it's AI. So to say that they don't care, first of all, not only do they not know, they don't have the brain capacity. They're not conscious to what's going on. I feel like this is a disingenuous argument to try to usher this shit in. People 100% care about AI being in games, and that's why Call of Duty is getting flamed, because they were using it on the call cards. What's the name? That Twitter post I posted like a couple weeks ago, I retweeted a couple weeks ago, that first person shooter was fucking horrible. People don't want to play that shit, bro. People want to see people get paid for their artwork. And even the people who are okay with AI and Arc Raiders, they get like a slight pass just because Arc Raiders does use AI, but they did hire voice actors and the voice actors did sign off on their voice being used. So they were aware that their voice would be used one time and then cloned afterwards for AI. They signed off on that. So some people are like, well, that's a morally gray area. Who am I to judge? So some people don't care. Arc Raiders is not a good example either. When people say they don't fuck with AI, they're talking about somebody who typed in a fucking prompt, make a first person shooter, and then they generate the game instead of, that's what people are talking about. So I'm going to give Arc Raiders a pass, and I'm going to give Roblox a pass. This is disingenuous. I think he's just lazy. Also, let's look at what his job was too. He was the former director of business. He's not even a game dev. Like technically he is, but he was the director of business. This is a gaslighting type of statement. He didn't work on any games. He doesn't know anything about art. He was a suit. He don't know shit. So me personally, I don't support it. I'm good off that, bro. Me personally, I want to see people get paid to the point where I said I personally don't care if Grand Theft Auto 6 gets delayed. Pay the fucking developers, man. Pay them a livable wage. You guys are generating more money than ever. Gaming has been the biggest form of media for the last 15 years. It's surpassed books, movies, music. You guys can pay them, and they continue to break records year over year. Pay the fucking artists. It's not that deep. Glad he's former Square Enix. So yeah, don't fall for this. I don't agree with this. I think this is a gaslighting statement. I don't agree with this shit. Numbers guy and talking. That's why I said sometimes you got to read, context matters. I think the numbers do lie here, bruh. They're playing it on Roblox. Yeah, because the average Roblox player is like fucking 8 years old, bruh. They don't know what AI games are. They don't care. Nigga, I used to lick rocks when I was a kid. Like, not all the time, but I picked up a rock and licked it, bruh. I kicked a pole one time when I was a fucking kid and hurt my foot. Like, what are we talking about? We used to do stupid shit when we was fucking kids. And you talking the kids don't fucking care. Yeah, there was a lot of things I didn't care about when I was a fucking kid, bruh. I was a rock licker. Some of these little motherfuckers can't even spell AI. That's what I'm saying. Get the fuck out of here with this gaslighting. You're not going to gaslight the adult. The adults care, and the adults want to see other adults make a livable wage, because none of this in this industry is possible without the people who design the things that we enjoy. So they deserve to be rewarded for the things that they make, just like we're rewarded for the things that we do. Andrew Wilson. It's funny because it's exactly a business guy take. Get the suits out the booth. Get the suits out the booth. That's why it's important to read the articles to get more context. Jeff Keighley denies he's hiding Half-Life 3 in his Steam wish list. Posts a screenshot to prove it. Nobody believes him, and I'm starting to wonder if he's just messing with us. There's a rumor floating around that Half-Life 3 is real, and it could be announced alongside the price of the Steam machine, and people are accusing him, I guess, of having it. Half-Life 3 fever has been running hot this week for reasons, and I use that term loosely, we laid out here, which can be very generally described as it's November and we're a little bored and restless, right? Because there's really no merit behind this. I think people are more so just hoping that it comes to the Steam machine. One small bit of pseudo evidence did catch my eye, though, as PC Gamer's Freesman Tyler Wide noted. Jeff Keighley posted a eye emoji. What? The whole thing began innocently enough, or at least so it appeared, and Keighley, host of the Game Awards, posted a message on Twitter urging his followers to check out the Game Awards nominee page on Steam to celebrate the best of the year. He attached the image on the Steam front page, which, because he was logged in at the time, revealed that he has precisely one game in his wish list. There we go. He has one game in his wish list. That's what he posted. This did not go unnoticed by the ever sharp Wario64, who asked, what's the one game you have wish listed? Dozens of people shared their theories, and there are many and have varied thoughts. But one overarching theme shown, though, is fucking this is a bunch of hearsay. I thought this was actually some merit to it. Niggas is just it's just a bunch of, I'm getting off this, bro. Niggas is just making shit up, bro. Shout out to all the new followers I'm getting on YouTube. I see I'm getting an influx of new followers. Shout out to all y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. But niggas is just yapping, bro. Ghost of Yote. They have a new game mode plus confirmed. With release date and free patch details and more, man. Ghost of Yote is getting a new game mode plus on November 24th, so 3 days from now, alongside a free patch. Sony has announced to expect a harder difficulty, new armor sets and weapon dyes, the ability to replay missions, and new accessibility options. Sucker Punch's PlayStation 5 exclusive sequel gets new game plus as part of a free patch that includes new cosmetics, new trophies, and a new photo mode features. As detailed in the PlayStation blog, man, you get it. That's the gist of it. It's getting new shit, bruh. More content, more shit on the fucking map. Half-Life players scratching for that third installment. My thing is, like, do you really want Half-Life 3? I feel like Left 4 Dead 3 would be easier to meet expectations as a co-op shooter, because half the fun of a co-op shooter is playing with your friends. So as long as they just update the visuals, give a good story, new guns, new maps, and like some cool co-op abilities, I think that game would be okay. I feel like Half-Life 3 would really struggle to live up to the hype, because it's got to have an immaculate story worth waiting for. Motherfuckers been waiting like 25 years. Portal 3 would be easier too. It would be easier too, because it's a puzzle game. Is this how the rest of the hip hop fans feel when Nicki Minaj and Drake fans enter the discussion? Oh, about like hip hop as a culture? Yeah, we don't care what MAGA Minaj has to say. Nothing against Half-Life, but what was the hype around it? I haven't played it. Amazing storytelling, gunplay. I think if you look at it now, it's one of those games that was really great for its time, that pushed a lot of boundaries, especially its use of physics. But like, if you look at it now, it might not hit the same, because like I said, it's been like 25 years. So like visually, but the story still stands up. I think it would say like it was a game that pushed boundaries. That's an insane nickname. That's what people calling her online, MAGA Minaj, because she spoke in front of the UN for Trump. And people are pissed at her because she's never spoke on any issues involving the black community, anything else going on in the country, whether it's immigration, affordability, healthcare. She's literally never spoken on anything. And now all of a sudden she's speaking on some bullshit propaganda about the slaughtering of Christians in Nigeria, which isn't true. I mean, that is true, but it's everybody's getting killed. It's a genocide type situation, period. But the Trump administration is trying to make it seem like only Christians are being persecuted. And she spoke about that. So they're calling her MAGA Manat. Like, get the fuck out of here. Me personally, my theory, I think she's doing it because she's trying to get a pardon for her pedo boyfriend. But yeah, that's why it's important not to worship none of these celebrities. I ain't never spoke on nothing. Yeah, she's trying to get that PD. Wake it up. Yeah, y'all don't hear me. Like, I seen a clip that they did a montage with MAGA Minaj. It was a clip before it played Malcolm X, and they said, in what other community? They said the government always does this shit. Malcolm X warned us. They love to prop up trumpet players and musicians and actors to speak for us. That's it. MAGA Minaj don't speak for me, nigga. The fuck? Other news, this is coming, and take this with a super grain of salt. Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit 2 days ago posted potentially that Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 3 is coming because a roster has leaked online, potentially. I'm not going to show the image because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I'm going to drop it in the chat if you want to look at it. The question is, do y'all care? Do y'all care? I dropped the link in the chat. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm in the boat of who asked for this shit, bro. The last two didn't stick. I don't know why they keep trying to make it. Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 3. Side note, just seen your argument you made for Expedition 33 about the world building is literally the same. One Piece is so good. I listen, my stance is I've never said One Piece was bad. The thing that I hate about One Piece fans is they act like 1,000 episodes is not hard to watch. It's hard. When you have a job, when you have a life, a social life, when you got responsibilities, when you getting some pussy, when you touching grass, I mean, no sex before marriage. It's hard to sit down and watch 1,000 episodes. So if you started back in 99, whenever the show came out or whatever, I think that's when the manga came out. It's easy to say it's not that bad because you've been keeping up with it, but it's overwhelming, bruh. So I was like, I said I might buy the manga and read it. It's just like, that shit is, I stick to new animes, bruh. I can't keep up with it, bruh. I can't keep up with it. And then they love to make the counter, Naruto's long too, bruh. The only reason I watched Naruto is because I was sick, bruh. I had the flu. I was out for a week. And I put it on. So maybe if I get sick, and I don't really get, knock on wood, I don't really get sick like that, at least really bad. Unless I'm laying in the bed and have a reason to watch a shit ton of TV, I don't like watching TV like that. I saw that coming for years. She used to drop hints that she was conservative back in 22. It's unfortunate. Unfucking fortunate, man.